Hi, good day. I'm Tracy McLean Lowe, and welcome back to Devil's Advocate. I sit here today with my little angel, devil on the shoulder here, the good and the bad, and everything in between. And we ended 10 days ago and trying to go onto another episode. And unfortunately, the news week has not been good. There's been so much going on, I have not known where to start. The idea that we are sitting at war with, we are sitting at war with Russia, even though here in Canada, we're not necessarily dropping bombs on them from Canada, nor would we want to. We are assisting Ukraine in trying to retain its integrity. This is a country that for hundreds and hundreds of years has tried to beat back their varying invaders from the Turks, the Tartars, Byzantine Empire, the Ottoman Empire, Tsarist Russia, USSR. And while Ukraine as a country is tightly linked to the entire Eurasian continent, with blood ties to so many different regions of that particular area of the planet. And we're at war with them. I mean, we haven't wanted to see this since the end of World War I, over 100 years ago. You know, less than 80 years ago, we were again at war, couldn't decide on who our allies were, fought tooth and nail alongside each other for one, fought against each other for another. Ukraine has a long history, but its most immediate history from Tsarist Russia and the Cossacks and Kiev Rus, and those links to Moscow back to the end of the Romanov Tsarist Empire. You've got Rasputin, which of course I'm terribly sorry, but is Vladimir Putin a descendant of Rasputin? I mean, granted, what's in a name, but and maybe his own history has been bastardized by his opposition, but we are a world in an absolute state of not knowing where on earth we're going, and literally help. We're at war. Russia is at war in Ukraine, trying to use a twisted version of the Zionist narrative with regards to Palestine, a twisted narrative with regards to Saudi and Yemen. These are small countries, and small groups of people who are literally being bombarded by an invader that is far greater than them. And we all know that this is primarily for economic reasons. We are going from one war to another. We have not stopped. So over the coming weeks, we're going to be taking a look at the history of all of these things. But the one thing I suppose that this brings me memories of is more my mom's stories. My mom being a young girl, growing up in the London Blitz, in war-torn England, people in London rushing down. This is a picture from the underground subways in London, you know, during the London Blitzes. This is London after it's been blown up, not once, not twice, but 3 times. So can you just imagine the nightmare that these people are living through? And we're trying to differentiate between humanity, that those living in Palestine or Syria or Afghanistan aren't the same as those who live in Ukraine, or believe you me, Russia, or at least Putin. I'm not going to, this is not on the Russian people. This is on Putin. This is on those that will lie. This is on the QAnons of the world, who and the overzealous conspiracy theories that abound. I'm not saying that there aren't conspiracies out there that have been proven to be absolute fact, and there may still be some out of there that is proven to be fact in the future. But everything is so twisted, everything is so exacerbated and sent out of proportion. We are literally sending the world back to the 1940s. This is what we intend to do, is it really? From one explosion to the next, we're moving on, moving forward until what? Mutually guaranteed annihilation? So, where do we go from here? I mean, it's not only that we want to blow each other up. We have no idea really why we want to. We say it's for ideologies, but it's not. It's for greed. It's for desperation. It's hate. It's anger. It's spewing. We literally have a schism with our isms. We have no idea what the difference is between a liberal or a libertarian or liberalism, communism. Capitalism is about the only absolute that we know, because even under nationalism, it's got 110 different things. There is no one type of libertarian. Oh, no, apparently there's 110 different types of libertarians. And over and over and over we go, and all these flags of nations that are supposed to have some level of unity in the fact that it is a mere humanity. Well, hopefully I'll be getting more out after this. So please bear with while I do try and find my next episode of slides to move forward with this debate. I mean, there is no angel side. There are no angels in this. We have caused so many problems. And I say we as humans. There are certain players in the world that have played a hand, and by playing their hand in so many different areas around the world, when it comes to us now, or Ukraine now being at war with Russia, the hypocrisy just is astounding. And you've got nations denying their history, trying to deny the enslavement of people to build a nation, trying to deny that they incited them, they themselves have incited disruption and riots and protests purely so that they can get their own sense of power in. And the right wing is marching forward with this hate. I mean, if anybody ever wanted to think that this was the beginning of Armageddon, not to bring religion into this argument, yeah, well, wait for part 2 and we'll go from there.